Lady Longhorns and the San Perlita Lady Trojans. Joe Bowling with you here to bring you the call on a Monday night as the bi-district round begins here in the state of Texas. And we've got this one between the Lady Trojans and the Lady Longhorns. They've already had the warm-ups and an early start to this ball game. We'll have the opening serve coming up. If you're joining us here, pass the word to other fans that may not know this game is going on. We are live from Kingsville. It's bi-district volleyball action. San Perlita and Agua Dulce. This is Rio Sports Live.
Thanks for watching Rio Sports Live.
Rio Sports Live, #1.
Willkommen to Welcome to Hacienda Ford's Trucktoberfest.
Trucktoberfest is the biggest sale of the year on Ford pickup trucks at Hacienda Ford. Now, no matter what options you want, it's at Hacienda Ford. Right now, get a 2019 Ford Ranger for 0% interest for 60 months plus $2,500 bonus cash.
Trucktoberfest means Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
We are back here on the pregame show as they're having the introduction of the two teams to the fans on hand here. We're in Dome A in Kingsville at Kingsville King High School for this matchup between San Perlita and Agua Dulce. San Perlita, #1 seed out of their district. The Agua Dulce Lady Longhorns, a 4 seed coming in. And we get things rolling on the volleyball side on a Monday from Kingsville. Tomorrow we've got additional broadcasts coming your way. We'll be at Pioneer for the Pioneer Donna game. And we'll also be in Harlingen for Harlingen South as they take on Edinburgh North. And we're trying to get the McAllen fans appeased by going out to Roma if we can get a crew out there. We also do have a crew going tomorrow to Mission to cover some IDEA 7-on-7 football as we continue to expand our coverage of additional athletes throughout the area. Agua Dulce will be the home team. They're having their team introduced right now to the crowd on hand, and they brought a good crowd here tonight. They're right below us. San Perlita with a limited crowd as I look out there. Not many fans on the San Perlita side. They're actually mostly seated below us. So across the way, you don't see much as far as fan support. It doesn't mean they're not here. They're just right below us. And that happens sometimes when we set ourselves up in a particular gym. We'll try to position ourselves across the way from the benches. And the fans will automatically drift right below us to make sure that they're not on camera. We'll take a break when we come back. The first serve between Agua Dulce and San Perlita. This is high school sports volleyball on Rio Sports Live. Vision Source, the optometry staff works around your busy schedule and take the time to answer your questions and concerns prior to a visit. Dr. Jaime Rodriguez and Dr. Laura Loki offering full vision examinations, diagnostics, and treatment of an array of eye diseases and conditions to keep your eyes healthy. Call the friendly staff today with questions or schedule a consultation. San Benito Vision Source.
Hi, we're Robert Bella's favorite cats, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. a district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Hi, we're Mackay Bulldogs. Thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6 on F Street in Harlingen. It's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Hi, we're the Lady Tigers.
And so we're back here for the opening serve between Agua Dulce and San Perlita. Sit back and enjoy the best of 5 series with the first 4 games going to 25. Win by 2. If we get to game 5, it'll be similar to the regular season games, in which we will go to 15, win by 2. No cap on these games as we play it out for an eventual winner to advance out of the by-district round. Again, the volleyball season, we were rolling through the summer months, and it seems like the snap of a fingers we got through the regular season on this volleyball thing. And we are already in the playoffs. And just continuing to blink my eyes on how fast this stuff goes. High school football, we've got our last regular season games on the football this week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to wrap up, and then we'll be into playoff mode as early as next week. Fans on our playoff, again, it's no secret. I've been talking about it in the 3 years we've been doing Real Sports Live, that once we get to this playoff situation, I have to be very selective on how we move ourselves around. During the regular season, there are no fees involved. We do have announcer fees that I pay to the people that are helping us with the broadcast and camera operators. But there's outright fees involved from the UIL once we get to these levels. And on the playoff volleyball side, there's a hefty $200 price tag attached to each game that we want to do on a live video. And therefore, although I had 4 systems ready to go tonight, I had to limit what we were doing because of the fact that we want to make sure we have funding available to cover second, third, and as far as teams advance out of our area rounds as we spread the wealth. We are set to go here on a football side. It's $1,000 a pop, and that's for the live video, meaning that there are discussions that we're having on maybe going with live audio during our football broadcast on most games. In a select game, we may come at you with a video presentation. First serve underway, and the Lady Trojans will go on the return. Big swing, right side, down it goes. Point scored. Karime Rojas puts it away. 1-0 San Perlita, and the Lady Trojans out of the gate on top. Rojas, after the hit, will rotate off the front line. She'll be back on the back row to serve it up. And the San Perlita team, we've covered them a few times throughout the season. They can get on a roll and can put teams away. They seem to get better as the game progresses. Tipped over that time by Megan Kinney. Second point score for the Lady Trojans. And out of the gate, they're up 2-0. Kinney has shown that when she rotates front side, she can elevate, and she can also be selective in her placement of hits, as she did there. Second serve by Rojas. Line drive over. That's an ace, and it's a quick 3-0 lead. San Perlita out of the gate here in game 1 on top. Our appreciation to the Kingsville School District for assisting us in finding a place to broadcast this game. Also, we always appreciate the fans that are tuning in, and we also send out a thank you to both school districts for allowing us to be a part of this broadcast and showcase these athletes. Agua Dulce on the return to serve, get it over on the San Perlita side. Lady Trojans set up Kinney, 2 hands it over down the sideline, and a point scored. 4-0, the Lady Trojans on top. Send a shout out in the direction of Georgia watching this game. And yes, I would love to be at the Mackay Laredo United South volleyball game tonight in Roma. I tried to get there. I tried to get the advertising in place to at least cover the trip and was unsuccessful. I still have to blink my eyes when I say this. We're having difficulties finding sponsors in the McAllen area that would support what we're doing here on Rio Sports Live, but that's the fact. We do have sponsorship that's coming in from the Raymondville and the Port Mansfield area that are assisting us in bringing San Perlita games to life. Same case tomorrow when we're covering Harlingen. I've got some life in Harlingen. We also have some broadcast assistants coming in the Sherryland area that assist us in the Pioneer game, and that's why you see right now on the volleyball side I've scheduled for Pioneer, San Perlita, Harlingen South in the first round. Timeout called, San Perlita on top, 6-0. Game one continues after this.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
Back here on Real Sports Live as we are opening up our volleyball coverage on the tournament side and the playoff side. San Perlita up to a 6-0 lead out of the gate. Rojas continues to serve. Karime serves that one, gets the roll over the net. It's a 7-0 game. Rojas started it with a kill, and since then, 6 consecutive points rattle off from the service line as the Lady Trojans on top early. Sport of volleyball, that momentum always such a key factor. So Agua Dulce would like to try to regain some of that. Misplay on that one is another ace served up by Rojas. San Perlita up 8-0. Talked to both coaches on what we're going to be doing as far as moving forward. And neither have had discussions with the other two teams that are playing. One of them is going to be playing the winner of this. But again, no discussions what they're going to do as far as the second round. Normally I would have information on that, but in this case, nothing doing. Megan Kinney, right-hand spike across, played by Agua Dulce. Nice dig that time in the back row by Abby Garcia. Played by Kinney again, spiked it over. That's out of bounds off the back row, and the Lady Longhorns will get a chance to serve. They serve to start the game, and now the Lady Longhorns, down 8-1, will serve. Junior Angelina Bautista back at the service line. Bautista, a right-handed server, and she'll put it into play. Short serve, pass by Modesta Garcia, set up for Garcia, hits it over. Agua Dulce there to play it, 2 players there to dig that. Gabby Gomez among them, and that one's going to be 2 hits called, a point to San Perlita. Gomez got there in position, assisted by Aubrey Luna, but on the next hit, 2 hits called. It's a 9-1 game. Back to serve now for San Perlita is Alyssa Nieto. Serves it up, that's an ace. Nieto makes it a 10-1 game. Substitution in the game now for the Agua Dulce Lady Longhorns is Abby Garcia, another senior on this team. They have 7 seniors on this squad for the Agua Dulce Lady Longhorns. Next serve coming over by Luna. Line drive over on the Agua Dulce side, a high set in the middle, big spike, block back at you, and a point scored on a block by Modesta Garcia. That time on the approach, Megan Brest, the senior middle hitter for the Lady Longhorns, had a good approach. Just missed that. Serve across, that's out of bounds, and another point for the Lady Longhorns of Agua Dulce. Appreciate all the fans that are chiming in on our Facebook side. If you're watching there, I ask to assist us by sharing the link. It always helps to get the numbers up on the number of fans that in some cases don't even know these games are going on. We always appreciate our fans assisting us in getting the word passed around. Tip over the blockers this time, covered by San Perlita. Lady Trojans will set it up. This is Jasmine Rodriguez, punches it over. A high set over on the Abby Garcia side. Big spike played by San Perlita on the back row. They'll keep it alive. Free ball coming up. The pass in the direction of Bautista, sets it up middle. Hit across by Brest. Ball back on the San Perlita side, second hit over. Nice dig that time by Garcia. Set it off the back row. Spike across. Dug again by San Perlita. Megan Kinney tips it over. Nice play by Agua Dulce to keep this one alive. Looking for the back corner. That's just out of bounds. Aubrey Luna spotted an opening on that back corner. Just missed on the hit. Makes it a 12-2 game. San Perlita to serve it up. Modesta Garcia back at the service line for the Lady Trojans, who lead early here in game one. With some pace, gets it over. Agua Dulce, the Lady Longhorns, will set it up on the right side outside. Spiked off the block. Good approach that time by Brest. Ball by the Trojans back over on the Agua Dulce side. Lady Longhorns again. Set it up for Abby Garcia. Tips it over the blockers. Megan Kinney there to cover that for San Perlita. Ball back over on the Trojan side. Lady Trojans trying to set it up. Kinney on the approach. Two hands in back corner. Back there to cover that is Angelina Vera. Sophomore. Big swing that time by the Lady Longhorns is covered by the San Perlita Lady Trojans. High set this time in the middle. Big swing again. Down it goes. They went back to Megan Brest, and she puts that away. Best hit of the game for the Agua Dulce Lady Longhorns. Back-to-back sets to the middle hitter, and Megan Brest reached back for the extra as she rotates off the line. Back to serve. Replacing her, Giselle Perez, another senior, checks into the game. Brest to serve it up. Line drive over. That's an ace. Lady Longhorns make it a 12-4 game. Brest to serve again. It's the indication from the official and puts it into play with a right-hand serve. Just across the net. Leah Garcia there to dig that. Free ball coming up for Agua Dulce. Good pass in the direction of Bautista. Second hit over on the Trojan side. They'll cover that. Set it up for Marina Ramirez. Gets it over on the Agua Dulce side. Off the net. Spiked across by Luna. Ball back over on the San Perlita side. Rojas from the back row puts it down. Karime Rojas with a big kill. Serve time for Megan Kinney. Kinney, a senior on this squad. For this San Perlita side, they have 5 seniors on this roster. 2 hits called on the Lady Trojans, a point to Agua Dulce, and it's a 13-5 game. If you're just joining us, San Perlita jumped out to a big lead early. Right now they're riding that as each team exchanging points as the game seems to have settled in a bit here in the middle of game one. Tip over the net. That's past the baton, though. Point to San Perlita. Giselle Perez that time tried to go straight down the line from that left outside at the net. Lady Trojans to serve it up. Served over by Jasmine Rodriguez. Good dig that time by Brest off that back row. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Lady Trojans set up Megan Kinney. Back row attack. A lot of pace on that, but it carries out of bounds. And a point for the Lady Longhorns. Substitution in the game for Agua Dulce. Marina Ramirez, a senior, checks in. She'll serve. And checking in on the front row is another senior, Gabby Gomez. Ramirez to serve. Substitution in as well, Julissa De Luna in the game for San Perlita. Serve in the direction of De Luna with a pass up near the net. Second hit over on the Agua Dulce side. They'll set it up. This is a swing by Gomez. Played by San Perlita. They'll set it up on the right side. Tipped over. Played by Agua Dulce. They'll keep it alive up at the net. Punch back over on the back row of the Lady Trojans of San Perlita. High set for Ramirez. Puts it to the back row. Carries out of bounds. Point scored, Lady Longhorns. 14-7 game. Ramirez to serve again for Agua Dulce. Deeper serve, that plays off the back row, and that's an ace. Lady Longhorns cut the lead to 6. Ramirez with a strong show at the service line this trip through. We're in Kingsville on a Monday night. Bi-district playoff game. Ramirez, deep serve this time, carries out of bounds. Lady Trojans to serve that. They'll substitute in the game as Modesta Garcia checks in on the front row. Rudy gets off that too quick. Back to serve is Aaliyah Garcia, gets it over. Good play by Agua Dulce. Lady Longhorns set it up on the right side, spiked over. Good pass this time. Lady Trojans second hit over. Right there to cover that, though, is Gaby Gomez. They'll get it to Perez, tips it over, played by the Trojans. Here's a big spike. Karime Rojas thunders another home. And Karime Rojas extending on that outside right. Another serve by Ramirez. Check that, Aaliyah Garcia. Gets it over on the Agua Dulce side. They'll get it over. Trojans get it to Kinney. A high set this time and a big swing again in the back corner. That's out of bounds. Point scored, Lady Longhorns. That was borderline. On the kill by Karine Romas. Back to serve now is Nyla Gomez for the Longhorns. Gomez, another senior on this squad. They've got 7 of them. That serve, it gets back over across. Played back on the Trojan side. Now in the net, called on Agua Dulce. So a point to send Perlita, makes it 17-9. Best of 5, this is game 1. Now they're going to say that serve came across the baton. This is probably going to be a point awarded back to Agua Dulce. They played the ball because there wasn't a whistle. And now after an exchange with the back row line judge and the net judge, it will be Agua Dulce getting the point. Makes it a 16-10 game. That serve came across the outside of the baton. Again, there was no whistle, so they played through that, and then they questioned it afterwards. Gomez will serve it up. Again, that was actually a return of serve by the Lady Trojans that went outside the baton. Garcia on the pass. They'll set it up. Modesta from the right side spikes it across. Played this time. Agua Dulce up at the net. Challenge there. Garcia gets it over. Lady Longhorns with a nice recovery. Get it back on the San Perlita side. Tipped over by Rojas. Played up by the Longhorns. They'll get the ball up near the net. Ball across. Points scored. Lady Longhorns. Ball back on the Trojan side. They'll get it on Agua Dulce side. Lady Longhorns with a middle hit. Spiked over by Megan Bress. Played by the Lady Trojans. Ball back over on the Agua Dulce side. They'll set it up again, this time at the left side outside. And it's a point score for the Lady Longhorns. Gabby Gomez was over there on that left outside as a hitter. Just got it past the defense, and Agua Dulce has cut it now to a 4-point game. Serving up again is Gomez, gets it over. Lady Trojans with a good pass. Second hit over, Agua Dulce there to dig that. And they'll play it back across on the San Perlita side. Kinney with the pass. Rojas there to help. Punched over by Araceli Nieto. Ball back over on the Trojan side in a hurry. Ball back over on the Longhorn side. Agua Dulce on a back set, no way there. And points scored, San Perlita up 5. Tried to go with a back set. It's a tough. You equivalent that to basketball. That's a no-look pass when your setters serving that back over the top of her head with her back to the hitter. Ball across. What a play. Point scored, Longhorns. They cut it to 4. 17-13 game. Serving now is Angelina Bautista. Bautista puts that into play. A deeper serve played by the Lady Trojans. High set middle. Swing across by Aaliyah Garcia, and that is out of bounds. 3-point game. Timeout called. San Perlita wants to talk. We'll be right back after this.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias, su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Hi, we're the Real Night City Rattlers. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Lady Trojans took that timeout. Agua Dulce on a roll, down by 3. They continue as Megan Bress puts that one away, and it's now a 2-point game. 17-15. If you're joining us in, we appreciate you joining us on our social media sites. Those on Facebook, please assist us by sharing the link. It allows the other fans know that these games are going on. When we get to these playoffs, a lot of cases these teams are unaware that we're showcasing the athletes and broadcasting these games. Lady Trojans, big swing by Bress, looking for the back corner. That's in. Point scored, makes it a 1-point game. And this is a big comeback for the Lady Longhorns, who were down at one point in this game 9-1 to start it out. Serve over. Lady Trojans still trying to protect the lead. Hit across there by Aaliyah Garcia. Good return, set it up for Bress to cross past the blockers. Kinney's there to cover that for the Lady Trojans. Second hit over. Rojas with a pass, set it up on the back row. Again, a hit over by Garcia. Ball at the net, tipped over. Ball still alive, punch back over on the San Perlita side. It carries out of bounds. Points scored for San Perlita, they're up 2. Lady Longhorns were lobbying that time for a tip, nothing doing, says the official. Service time for Elisa Nieto. Gets that over on the Agua Dulce side. Punched over into the net though. Points scored San Perlita. That happens often in volleyball when one team drops down by a bundle to start a game. They fight, claw, scrap, get all the way back, get it close or tie it. But then the other team is able to regroup as well and put it away. This time Megan Bress says enough of that. Puts it away with another big hit. And Bress is really excelling on the front row. Started her last time across there with her final hit. This time around, she has been a thorn in the Lady Trojan side. Megan Kinney tips that to the back corner. Easily played that time by Gabby Gomez. Set it up for Bress, gets it over on the Trojan side. They'll set it up for Jasmine Rodriguez, puts it over. Back on the Agua Dulce side, they'll set it up. This time looking for Abby Garcia. Carries that across, but out of bounds. Point scored San Perlita. Substitution in for Agua Dulce as Angelina Vera, a sophomore, will check in the game. Position herself on the back row. Trying to return the serves of Modesta Garcia, the senior hitter for the Lady Trojans. That is in the net. Service there, Lady Longhorns. Cut it to 2. Substitution now in the game. Perla Moreno in the game for San Perlita. Meanwhile, Megan Bress rotates off the front row, back to serve for Agua Dulce, and that's in the net. 3-point lead, Lady Trojans here in game 1. Megan Kinney back to serve. Kinney, a senior. There's a lot of seniors on the court between the two teams. Second hit still on the back row for Agua Dulce. Free ball coming up for the Lady Trojans. Kinney with the pass, Garcia with the set. Hit across by Rojas, played back by Agua Dulce. Lady Trojans on the attack again, set up Rojas outside left. Tipped it over again, diving play, keeps it alive. Good recovery that time by Abby Garcia. Back set this time, tipped over by Giselle Perez. Just hits it in the net, point scored San Perlita. 4-point game, timeout called. San Perlita on top in game one. This is Real Sports Live.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Inmates, you are now property of Cell Block X.
Back here in Kingsville on a Monday night. Game started at 6 o'clock as the bi-district playoffs are underway. Megan Kinney and the San Perlita Lady Trojans on top. After a timeout was called by Agua Dulce, Lady Longhorns down by 4. Serve to the back row, played by the Lady Longhorns. They'll get it over. Trojans with a good chance to score. Kinney from the back row pushes it over. Ball up at the net, challenge there, and won by Agua Dulce as Angelina Bautista gets the point. 5-point, or check that. They give the point to the Lady Longhorns, 3-point game. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Agua Dulce and miscommunication on the back row, point San Perlita. Give a shout out back in the direction from some Santa Maria Cougar fans who are tuning in and rooting for the Lady Trojans of San Perlita. Fellow district teams rooting on each other. And there's a spike down. Lady Trojans score again. Karime Rojas puts that one away. Trojans now serving to take game one. Jasmine Rodriguez, sophomore, right-handed server for the Lady Trojans. Line drive serve played by the Lady Longhorns. Tipped over, back row diving play that time for San Perlita. Good dig that time by Moreno. Second hit over, Rojas gets it right back on the Lady Longhorn side. Agua Dulce, big swing that time, and that is in on a kill by Giselle Perez. Perez extends the game as Agua Dulce staves off a game point. Substitution in the game as Gabby Gomez checks in for Agua Dulce. Marina Ramirez back to serve. Deep serve, carries out of bounds. Game one belongs to San Perlita. 25-20. Lady Trojans have won the first. Game two coming up on Real Sports Live.
Providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Hi, we're Mission Veterans, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Woo! Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
At San Benito Vision Source, the optometry staff works around your busy schedule and take the time to answer your questions and concerns prior to a visit. Dr. Jaime Rodriguez and Dr. Laura Loki offering full vision examinations, diagnostics, and treatment of an array of eye diseases and conditions to keep your eyes healthy. Call the friendly staff today with questions or schedule a consultation. San Benito Vision Source. San Perlita Lady Trojans on top here in this series now. 1 game to none as they take game one of the best of 5 series. Lady Trojans, the visitors on the scoreboard here tonight. Agua Dulce, the home team, and the Lady Trojans trying to get their fans involved with a support here as their team gets set. They did bring a fan bus here. Agua Dulce brought a ton of fans as well. They're right below us here on the home side on the Dome A at Kingsville King. San Perlita will serve to start game 2. Karime Rojas is ready to serve. Deep serve carries out of bounds. Lady Longhorns score first. Game 1, it was San Perlita jumping out to the 9-1 lead. Longhorns dug deep, came back, cut it close. Never could quite get over the hill. This time they'll try to keep this game close, see if they can control the lead. Megan Bress, block back at you, point scored on a block by Modesta Garcia. Ties the game at 1 apiece. Bress had been coming up with some big hits on that front row for the Lady Longhorns of Agua Dulce. Modesta Garcia there to challenge. Serve across, good pass this time by the Longhorns. Second hit over on the Trojan side, set it up for Megan Kinney. Tipped it over. Agua Dulce will set it up middle. This time they'll tip it past the Bockers. Nice coverage that time by Jasmine Rodriguez. Here's Kinney again to the back row, dug by Nyla Gomez. Ball up at the left side outside. Punched up in the air by the back row of the Lady Trojans. The rally continues. Agua Dulce will set it up. High set, Brest this time looking for the back row. Rojas is there for the Lady Trojans. Ball over by Rodriguez. Back on the Agua Dulce side off the net. That's going to be a lift called and a point to San Perlita. Lady Trojans up 2-1 here in game 2. Next serve coming up for the Lady Trojans. Elisa Nieto puts it in play. High set this time on a back set for Gabby Gomez. Tips it over, played by Megan Kinney. Ball hit over by Jasmine Rodriguez. That's off the back wall. Point scored, San Perlita. Rodriguez from that outside left, able to put that one away. Nieto to serve again. Gets it over on the pass. That's an ace. 4-1 game, San Perlita on top. Elisa Nieto to serve again. Shorter serve this time. Bress with a nice pass to Bautista. Sets it up. It gets over on the San Perlita side. They'll scramble and get it back over on a free ball. Pass by Gomez. Sent by Bautista. Bress with a hit. In the net it goes. San Perlita scores. They go up 5-1. Timeout called by Agua Dulce. They don't want to let the Trojans run away. Trojans up 1-0, lead 5-1. Game 2 continues.
Watching Real Sports Live.
Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. Right now, how about this 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia, loaded up with power everything, a rear camera, dual climate, and today it's yours, $1,000 down and just $450 a month. Or how about this, a 2014 Ford Mustang at 48,000 miles, leather seats, a shaker sound system, aftermarket exhaust, steering wheel controls, and a 5.0-liter engine. $23,999 today. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas. San Perlita to serve after a timeout here in Game 2 from Kingsville. Bi-district playoff action 2019 here on Real Sports Live, and a hit across. And the timeout pays dividends as Agua Dulce is able to score. Makes it a 5-2 game. Substitutions checking in. Abby Garcia back into the front row for the Lady Longhorns. Gabby Gomez back to serve it up. Short serve. Trojans there to return it. Off the net to Jasmine Rodriguez. And a easy point scores Two players converged and then both backed away for the Lady Longhorns. 6-2 game. That's one of those, as soon as you do it, if you're one of the players, you know, it's like, oh, not me. I shouldn't have done that. But when both do it at the same time, just an easy ball falls to the ground. Service error, followed up by San Perlita. So a gift right back to the Agua Dulce Lady Longhorns. Makes it a 6-3 game. Megan Brest to serve it up for Agua Dulce. Deep serve on the angle, played by Kinney for the Lady Trojans. Ball back over on the Agua Dulce side. They'll set it up. Swing by Abby Garcia, looking for the angle. Carries that out of bounds. Point scored San Perlita. Lady Trojans up 7-3. More broadcasts coming your way tomorrow. We'll have volleyball playoffs. We'll continue coverage. Round 1, and we'll also have some bonus coverage for some additional athletes as an ace is served up by the Lady Trojans. And they now go up 8-3. The bonus coverage is coming from the Idea schools as they'll have a regional semifinal game on their 7-on-7 football. Idea schools do not have the traditional tackle football, so 7-on-7 is how they establish their state champions. So we got a semifinal game tomorrow from Mission, another one on Wednesday from the Westaco area. And then we'll follow that up with the regional final later this week, sprinkling in some added coverage of additional athletes. There's another ace served up. Lady Trojans, just like that, up by 7 here in game 2 at 10-3. Megan Kinney with a chance to serve again. In the net it goes, point Lady Longhorns. In the other gym, the other dome across the way, we've got Santa Rosa taking on Bishop. We could have brought another crew with us, I suppose, on a Monday. Bet Jacob would have came. We could have recruited a camera operator to assist us. Spike across by the Lady Longhorns is good for another point. 10-5 game. Longhorns will serve it up again as Aubrey Luna back at the service line is ready to serve this one up. Short serve, that's played by the Trojans all the way over on the Agua Dulce side. They'll set it up. A swing by Giselle Perez, that carries out of bounds. Lady Trojans go up 11-5. Harlingen South will have their bi-district playoff game covered tomorrow. They take on Edinburgh North. We'll also have the Pioneer and Donna game. And I've got the green light to move forward. I could cover so many of these volleyball playoffs. We've got some broadcasters that are ready. John Cannon's ready to step in and assist us. Alex Espinoza, J.R. Gully, Jacob Young, all ready to broadcast the games. We've got the approvals from schools to allow us to broadcast the games. And then comes the other magic, and that is $200 a pop to pay for the UIL fees. And that's just to go set up shop. That's not to pay anybody to travel. Rudy and I came all the way up to Kingsville tonight to get that McCalla Memorial game covered tomorrow. I got to send a crew out to Roma. Not that they're not willing, not that I'm not willing. But again, at $200 plus the cost of the announcers, camera crew, and travel. We need some advertising coming out of that McAllen area in a big way. Megan Kinney reaches back, a miss hits that out of bounds as it crosses just out off the back row. Lady Longhorns down by 5 in a 12-7 game. Back in to serve is Nyla Gomez. Gomez, a right-handed server for the Agua Dulce Lady Longhorns. Line drive serve, that is near an ace. It is. Ace served up. Lady Longhorns now down 4. They'll serve again, and that is another point for the Lady Longhorns. 3-point game. 12-9. This is the point in game 1 where the Agua Dulce team kind of drew that line in the sand when it looked like San Perlita might run away with game 1 with ease. Gomez serves again. Line drive, return, back across. Played by the Longhorns, back on the San Perlita side. They'll set it up on the outside. This time Karime Rojas slams it down. Karime Rojas, another kill. 4-point lead as Rojas checks out this time. Maya Duarte into the game for the Lady Trojans. She'll slip back to serve. Serve over, played by the Longhorns of Agua Dulce. Up near the net, Bress punches that over. Nice play by Modesta Garcia to keep it alive. Ball back on the Agua Dulce side. Lady Longhorns again set Bress. Partial block, Lady Trojans recover. Back row, that's Presidia Maldonado back there on the back row. Here's a set by Bress. Spiked it off the Garcia block. Point scored, Longhorns. 13-10 game. Lady Longhorns serving again. Serve across, right into the net it goes, and Perlita scores. They go up 14-10. And to serve now is Elisa Nieto for the Lady Trojans. Nieto ready to serve it up. Deep serve this time, played up high with a pass near the net. Second hit over on the Lady Trojan side of San Perlita. Back over, diving play by Gomez keeps that alive. Bress punches it over. There's Megan Kinney. They'll set it on a back row set. Megan Kinney gets it over. Agua Dulce recovers. High set Bress, puts it down and away. Point scored. 14-11. Defense by Nyla Gomez. Offense by Megan Bress for the Lady Longhorns. 3-point game. Back to serve is Gabby Gomez. Just across, played by Kenny up near the net. Challenge there, won by the Longhorns. And it's a 2-point game. Longhorns were right here in game 1. Never could quite climb over the hill and take the lead. Lady Trojans have led throughout the night. Won game 1, leading here in game 2. Longhorns set up Bress, spikes it again off the block, point scored. Megan Bress makes it a 1-point game. Good challenge that time by Modesta Garcia. But too much pace on the hit by Megan Bress. Now serving to tie it. Gomez gets it over. Trojans set it up off the net. Rodriguez puts it over. Good pass this time by Gomez. Set up Bress, punches it past the blockers, ties the game. 14 apiece. Agua Dulce with new life. Karime Rojas checks back in the game for San Perlita's Lady Trojans. To the back row, Gabby Gomez to serve again, now looking for the lead. Garcia with a pass. Kinney, second pass, hit over by the Lady Trojans. Agua Dulce looking for the lead. Here's Bress again, and she puts it down. Megan Bress putting the team on her back single-handedly. 15-14, game 2 has changed complexion. Longhorns with the lead. Back after this. Great food made to order. Handmade tortillas daily. Breakfast, lunch, and Friday stop in for supper. The La Feria Cafe, open 7 days a week off of Business 83 in La Feria, Texas. Quick timeout was called by the Lady Trojans of San Perlita. They trail for the first time in the evening here in game number 2 of a best of 5 from Kingsville, Texas. 15-14 the score here in game 2. Lady Longhorns on a big comeback trail here in the second game to take this 1-point lead. Gomez to serve. Knuckleballs it back to the back row. Good pass by the Lady Trojans. Set it up. Kinney puts it over. Free ball, another chance. They'll set up Brest again. Middle this time. Net carries out of bounds, and we're tied at 15 apiece. Megan Brest had been extremely successful on multiple hits. That time on the middle. 15-15 game. Modesta Garcia back to serve for the Lady Trojans. Deep serve, that carries out of bounds. Lady Longhorns back on top, 16-15. Substitution in the game. Perla Moreno checks in. For the Lady Trojans of San Perlita. Ball over on the San Perlita side. Kinney gets it over. A high set. Back set this time for Giselle Perez. Good dig by Karime Rojas. They'll set up Rojas off the back row. Gets it over and ties the game, 16 apiece. Karime Rojas able to get the kill from the back row. Lady Trojans back to serve as Megan Kinney stands at the service line. 16-16 game. Second game of a best of 5. That is a point scored. Lady Trojans back on top. Kinney's serve carried to the back row. And she'll serve again, trying to build on a lead. Puts it in the net, tie game. Service errors starting to come into play here a bit. And so the Lady Longhorns of Agua Dulce will serve. Aubrey Luna serving up. Short serve played by the Lady Trojans. High set, Rojas with a kill attempt. That's off the back row and out of bounds. Point scored, Lady Longhorns. They're back up at 18-17 and serving. Aubrey Luna puts it into play again, a short serve. Played by the Longhorns. Moreno back there to dig that. High set for Giselle Perez. Punches it over the left hand this time. Played by the Lady Trojans. Here's Kinney. Tips it over right down the middle of the defense. Abby Garcia was right there. Back row attempt by Megan Brest. Kinney there to dig that for the Lady Trojans. Rodriguez puts it over. Brest back there to cover that. And out of bounds it goes. Point scored, San Perlita. Lady Trojans and Lady Longhorns tied at 18 apiece. They'll get it over. On the Trojan side, San Perlita on the attack. Set up this time, Alyssa Nieto. Good coverage that time, a dig by Abby Garcia. That ball's over. Rojas keeps it in play. Agua Dulce trying to attack. Set up Megan Kinney, tips it over, just over. Ball back over on the San Perlita side. Second hit over again, right there in the middle. Abby Garcia securing the defense. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Set it up, swing across, down it goes. Point scored, Aaliyah Garcia. 19-18, Lady Trojans up by 1. And they'll serve as Jasmine Rodriguez rotates back. Rodriguez gets it over. Agua Dulce, that's an ace. San Perlita wins the race to 20 here in game 2. Rodriguez will serve again. Deeper serve this time, played by Agua Dulce. Ball up at the net on the San Perlita side. Nice challenge that time. In the net, San Perlita, point Longhorns. Both players aggressive that time at the net. Karime Rojas called in the net, point scored. Longhorns now serving to try to tie it up at 20. Kristen Garcia, sophomore server. Gets it across, Kinney there, Megan Kinney on that middle back row for San Perlita. This time Rodriguez keeps it in play. A high set, tipped over by Garcia, ball at the net, Rojas there, puts it down. Karime Rojas, another kill. 2-point lead for San Perlita. Lady Trojans will substitute in the game as Modesta Garcia returns. Meanwhile, back to serve, Aaliyah Garcia. Line drive serve, good return by Kinney. They'll set it on the back row, punched over by Luna, carries out of bounds. Reminding you basketball fans, a week from tomorrow, we'll have our first high school basketball game. And on a week from Thursday, our first tournament tips off. We got tournament action just around the corner. Timeout on the floor, San Perlita leads. Back after this.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Back here at Kingsville King and Dome A on a Monday night. By-district playoff action between San Perlita and Agua Dulce. Lady Trojans, the visitors on the scoreboard with a 3-point lead. Agua Dulce took a timeout. They'll try to set up some offense. What they want to do is get one more rotation so they can get Megan Bress back on that front row. Rojas and the Lady Trojans want to try to end this game before that occurs. That one's down and in. A nice point scored by Angelina Bautista. And that opens up the gates. Megan Bress makes her way to the front left outside hitter. And so the firepower of the big hitting of Megan Bress gives life to this offense. Nyla Gomez to serve it up. Line drive, ace! Served up by the Lady Longhorns. Nyla Gomez to serve again. Now trying to tie the game. It was this combination with Gomez serving and that front row coming into play that allowed the Longhorns to gain their first lead. Rojas puts that one out of bounds on the serve. And so San Perlita scores. Now they're 2 away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead in this series. Karime Rojas back to serve. Deep serve, that's in. Ace scored on a serve by Karime Rojas. And Rojas has been big tonight for the Lady Trojans. Throughout game 1 and here in game 2, that's a critical serve. Now serving for the win, Karime Rojas. Another deep serve, that's an ace! And game 2 belongs to San Perlita. 25-21, Lady Trojans now 1 away from a sweep and advancing out of this by-district. Agua Dulce has battled through the games 1 and 2. They'll have to find some more answers after this.
Be extra thankful this year with faster internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet service throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. Take a slice off the cost with free installation. Gobble unlimited gigabytes with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Hi, we're the Lady Wildcats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Hi, we're Edinburgh Cougars, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Every great dining adventure begins with one word: fresh. At the Sea Ranch, we combine a fresh, inviting atmosphere with chef-inspired cuisine prepared from the freshest local shrimp, oysters, snapper, and mahi-mahi. Our salmon, Alaskan king crab, and live Maine lobsters are flown in fresh. A local favorite for over 30 years, the Sea Ranch. Come enjoy a fresh experience.
Willkommen to October. Welcome to Hacienda Ford's Trucktoberfest.
Trucktoberfest is the biggest sale of the year on new trucks and SUVs at Hacienda Ford. Now, no matter what options you want, it's at Hacienda Ford. Right now, get a 2019 Ford Explorer with up to $10,000 off MSRP at Hacienda Ford.
Trucktoberfest means Hacienda has it.
Welcome back to Game 3 of this best-of-5 series. San Perlita with a 2-0 lead. Promptly scores the first point as Karime Rojas continues to have a monster Monday night here at Kingsville. Rojas, the senior, back to serve, puts that in the net. And it's imperative for the Lady Longhorns try to change the script here in Game 3. 1 and 2, it was the Lady Trojans controlling the lead, leading from start to finish in Game 1, leading 90% of Game 2. Brest punches that over. Rodriguez punches it in the air, keeps it alive for the Lady Trojans. Free ball. Brest with the pass, Bautista the set. Megan Brest reaches back, off the block, scores the point. Lady Longhorns up 2-1. Wasn't until midway through Game 2 the Lady Longhorns got their first lead. So this 2-1 is a much different change. There's a big spike by Megan Kinney, ties the game at 2 apiece. 2-2 game, Lady Trojans to serve it up. Elisa Nieto back at the service line. Nieto gets it over. Good pass that time by Agua Dulce's Megan Brest. That hit goes out of bounds. Lady Trojans now on top 3-2. Fans joining us again, these playoff volleyball games. Same scenario as we get to basketball, baseball, softball, soccer. $200 a round is what they charge us just to get the rights to broadcast these games. So if you know any businesses that would assist us in expanding our coverage, this is the time to have them reach out to us on Rio Sports. We've got advertisers in place to assist us with regular season broadcasts, but these playoffs are a whole nother monster. And as the case with next week, we have options as far as high school basketball season starts next week. And we have the advertisers in place to cover the regular season. We could just go right into basketball season, continue with our current budget with the announcers in place and the added systems. But we really want to maintain our coverage through playoffs for these teams. It's $200 on each sport other than football. Football fans that may be tuning in, it's $1,000 a pop as the Lady Longhorns score again. This year we wrote a check for $13,000 for the football coverage. Talk about putting everything back into this. make sure we had the coverage. I can't do it again. But perhaps there are people listening that have business owners that are out there that may assist us in this playoff time. We run our advertisements. You'll see my number there. Also on our email, you can email me directly at riosportslive@gmail.com. 6-3 game. Serve across is Agua Dulce. This is their biggest lead of the night as it comes here in game 3. They look for more. Brest tips it over. Good coverage that time by the Lady Trojans of San Perlita. Ball back over on the Longhorn side. They'll set it up high. Middle hit. Brest puts it over. Played by the Lady Trojans. Set up Megan Kinney on the approach. Backs off of that. Gets it over. Punch back over on the Trojan side. Kinney to Nieto to Rodriguez. Spikes it and gets the point. Jasmine Rodriguez. That's the thing about this Lady Trojan team. It's not down to just one hitter that can step up. They have Modesta Garcia. They have Karime Rojas, Jasmine Rodriguez, Aaliyah Garcia. All have shown the ability to play big at the net. On the night they all show up, this team could be a ton better than what we've seen so far. That was near a 4-hit. Played back over on the Longhorn side. Brest off the blocker, scores the point. Lady Longhorns back up 3. Rudy Zamaripa Jr. on the camera to my right-hand side. A bit under the weather tonight, but doing okay. Tonight we're indoors. Tomorrow we're outdoors. Wednesday we're outdoors. Thursday in the press box. Spike across, another ace. Longhorns now up 4. Thursday, we got big football coverage for you, fans. It's video. Final regular season games. We got 2 across the Rio Grande Valley. They're about as far away as you can get. That serve goes in the net. We'll have 1 game at Rio Grande City as the Rattlers will be engaged against Brownsville Pace. Meanwhile, Palmview travels to Brownsville Veterans. And that district is still up in the air. Lady Trojans score a point. Aaliyah Garcia right there puts it down. 2-point game. Lady Trojans trailing. If you're just joining us, they took the first 2 games in this best-of-5 series and lead 2-0. Megan Kinney to serve. Free ball coming up. They won't get it over. Point scored, Lady Trojans. San Perlita now serving to tie it up. Kinney back at the service line. Megan Kinney puts it into play. Just across, played by Agua Dulce. They'll spike it off the net. Played by the Lady Trojans. Here's Rojas, spikes it away, but it's out of bounds. Point scored, Lady Longhorns. 9-7 game. Back to serve is Aubrey Luna. Luna gets it over. Ball played by the Trojans. Rojas with a pass. Free ball for the Lady Longhorns to work with. Up by 2. Set it up for Bautista. Block back at you. Ball back over on the San Perlita side. They'll set it up. Big swing. That's out of bounds. Point scored, Lady Longhorns. Jasmine Rodriguez that time trying to put that hit away. Longhorns serve it over. Rodriguez with a pass. Second hit over by Garcia. Catches him off guard. Nice recovery that time by Agua Dulce. Ball back over on the Longhorn side. Big rally point here. Spike off the block. Played by Rojas. They'll set her up on the outside. Spikes it and another dice dig. Longest rally of the night. Point scored, San Perlita. That time both teams digging a little deeper. Going for that long rally. Trojans serving up, Jasmine Rodriguez over. Megan Brest there to return it. Helping out was Aubrey Luna. Ball back over on the San Perlita side. Set it up high and it's hit over by Aaliyah Garcia. High set this time, over by Giselle Perez. Nearly caught him off guard. Challenge at the net, ball still alive. Perez puts that one over. Nice dig by Jasmine Rodriguez. Garcia punches it over. Keeping that one alive is Aubrey Luna. Still alive on the rally. Trojans set it up. Garcia down the line. Nice dig that time by Angelina Vera. Ball back over on the San Perlita side. Megan Kinney, second hit over. At plays in the net, still alive, nothing doing. Point scored, San Perlita. 1 point game, Lady Trojans down 10-9. Back to serve is Jasmine Rodriguez. Just gets it over. A good return by Vera. Set it up for Bautista, puts it over. Dug by Rodriguez, set it up for Megan Kinney. Two hands it over, a short hit. Played by Bautista. Back set this time, in the net it goes. Abby Garcia had an idea, just couldn't get it across. Tie game at 10 apiece. Back to serve is Jasmine Rodriguez. Line drives it over, and that's an ace. San Perlita goes up 11-10. A lead change here in game 3. At the line, Jasmine Rodriguez. Gets it over. Good return of serve by Angelina Vera. Free ball for San Perlita to work with. Kinney with the pass, Nieto the set. Rojas couldn't put it away. Good recovery that time by Agua Dulce. Back on the San Perlita side. This time a pass by Moreno. Set up Kinney again. Two hands it over, finds a spot, scores the point. Lady Trojans up a couple. Another serve coming by Jasmine Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a right-handed server for the Lady Trojans. One of the 3 sophomores they have on this team. 3 sophomores, 2 juniors, and everyone else seniors. 3 juniors on this team. That one's a served up ace, point scored, 13-10 lead. Another serve by Rodriguez. Deep serve, good return that time by Megan Bress. Spiked across, and a point scored on a kill by Giselle Perez. Perez from that outside left, able to put that one away for Agua Dulce. Back to serve is Christine Garcia. Garcia gets it over. Trojans set it up. Hit across by Nieto. Free ball for the Agua Dulce Longhorns. Ball punched up, and now 2 hits called. A lift. Point awarded to San Perlita. Lady Trojans with the lead. Aaliyah Garcia will serve. Substitution also checks in as Modesta Garcia back to the front row for the Lady Trojans. Garcia on the outside left. Rojas on the outside right. 2 big hitters, both capable of finishing for San Perlita. That one carries out of bounds. Lady Trojans miss hit. Longhorns score. Back to within 2. Nyla Gomez back to serve. So you would have to say right here is where the biggest weapons for both teams are, on that front row at the net. Serve across. Lady Trojans able to keep that ball alive. Bress with the pass. Set by Luna. Megan Bress tips it over the blockers. Rojas there. Challenge at the net. That goes out of bounds. Point scored, San Perlita. Megan Bress is like that ball was tipped. And now they'll lobby their case at the net. San Perlita awarded the point. Karime Rojas at the service line. Deep serve, back corner, that's out of bounds. Lady Longhorns We'll need to win this one to extend this to a 4th game. Angelina Bautista back to serve. Deep serve right down the middle, played by the Lady Trojans. Second hit over. Pass by Luna. High set, breast off the net, gets it over. Trojans, second hit over, right back over on the Longhorn side. Agua Dulce set up Megan Bress again on the curl. Scored the point. 15-14. Lady Longhorns to serve. Angelina Bautista back to try to tie this game. She's the only junior on this Longhorn team. Megan Kinney reaches back, gets it over. Megan Bress there on the return. Now set up Bress. Quick hit. Carries it too far, out of bounds it goes. The idea was there. She saw Modesta Garcia coming up to challenge as a blocker. And Megan Bress thought if she could quick hit that, she could get it past her. She did that, but it carried too far. 2-point game. Lady Trojans to serve it up. Over on the Agua Dulce side. Bress on the curl this time. Gets it over. Garcia there to play that. Kinney tips it over. A high pass, a high set this time, left-hand side. Hit over by Aubrey Luna. Here's Kinney again, coming off that back row. Short on the hit. Point awarded to the Longhorns of Agua Dulce. They're within 1. 16-15. Lady Longhorns back in the game. Abby Garcia. Rotating back to serve is Gabby Gomez. That's just over the net. Played by the Trojans of San Perlita. Longhorns of Agua Dulce on the attack from the back row. Kinney with a pass. High set. This is Rodriguez. Spikes it down. Point scored, Jasmine Rodriguez. Trojans up by 2. Perla Moreno checks into the game. Moreno for the Lady Trojans. Gets that across. Played by Agua Dulce. Ball back over on the Trojan side. Set it up with a high set for Kinney. Punches it over the blockers. There to cover that is Nyla Gomez. A high set. Punched over on the Trojan side again. San Perlita trying to attack. Set up Aaliyah Garcia. Blocked back by Bress. What a play by Rojas to keep that alive. Rojas was back there. In the net it goes. Point scored. San Perlita gains the edge by 3. Karime Rojas has truly brought her A game tonight. Perla Moreno serves. In the net it goes. Lady Longhorns close enough to make a run here. But now Megan Bress rotates back to serve. It's by far their biggest hitter on the night. Now serving for the Lady Longhorns. Rojas with a return to serve. Free ball coming up for the Longhorns of Agua Dulce. Right up at the net, tipped over. Trojans work that to Megan Kent, tipped it over. Ball back on the San Perlita side. A high set, spiked over by Aaliyah Garcia. Ball up, a hit across this time by Abby Garcia back on the San Perlita side. Lady Trojans ease that back over. Agua Dulce trying to mount an attack. Middle hit this time by Giselle Perez. Nice dig that time by Rodriguez. Ball back on the Longhorn side. Set it up again on the outside. Abby Garcia tries her luck, got the point. Longhorns cut it to 1. 18-17, Megan Bress now serving to tie it up. Good pass this time by the Lady Trojans. Megan Kinney reaches back, carries that out of bounds. We're tied at 18 apiece. Game 3 of a best of 5. Lady Trojans took the first 2. Megan Bress serves, now looking to take the lead. On the hit, it carries back over on the Longhorn side. They'll set it back row. Free ball. Rodriguez with a pass. Nieto the set. Kinney tips it over. Luna there to dig that. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Set up Kinney again. This time hits it back over. Covered by Abby Garcia. They'll set up Garcia quickly. In the net it goes. Point scored San Perlita. Lady Trojans up 19-18 as Megan Kinney rotates back to serve. Kinney, a right-handed server. Just gets it over. Set up off the net, played over. Trojans set it up. Tipped over by Karime Rojas. Agua Dulce will set it up to Garcia. Put it over. Rojas there to return it. They'll set up her. Gets it over on the Agua Dulce side. Lady Longhorns trying to tie it up. Back row there to play that. Alyssa Nieto keeps it in play. Rojas two-hands it over. Brest is right there to play that. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Nieto to Garcia, to Rojas. Dug by Garcia. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Second hit over. Right there is Angelina Bautista. Back on the San Perlita side. Another long rally. Rodriguez reaches back. Megan Brest there to cover that. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Kinney with a pass. Garcia the set. Kinney from the back row. Back row right there, Megan Brest. This rally continues. In the net it goes. Point scored San Perlita. Long rally that time. Lady Trojans able to gain a 2-point advantage and score point 21st. Megan Kinney to serve it. Brest there to try to dig that off the back row. Bautista puts it over. Kinney with a pass. Garcia the set. Karime Rojas reaches back. Megan Brest right there to dig that again. Abby Garcia punches it over. Alyssa Nieto digs it. Tipped over by Rojas. Point scored, Karime Rojas. 3-point lead. Timeout called Agua Dulce. San Perlita up. We continue after this.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Hi fans, today's game is brought to you by New York Life. Best of luck to your team.
And I'm Danielle Goslin, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For over 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation of developing the most successful professionals in the industry.
We help to manage the process from day one and guide you on your way to success. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business,
then we would like to show you how we can help.
Agua Dulce had called a timeout. They are down by 3 here in Kingsville in this bi-district playoff game against the San Perlita Trojans. Lady Trojans with a big swing. Down it goes. Out of nowhere, a thunderous hit ends a rally. 22-18. Megan Kinney back to serve for the Lady Trojans. Kinney serves it across. Megan Brest there to play that. Ball back on the San Perlita side. Lady Trojans get it back over on the Agua Dulce side. Rally continues. Big swing again. This time another point scored by San Perlita. Karime Rojas continues to be the hitter tonight for San Perlita. As a consistent hitter. She's been there from start to finish tonight. Kinney to serve. Line drive recovered by Bautista. And then a lift is called. The Lady Trojans now in position, up 24-18 to go for the 3-game sweep and in this by-district playoff game. Megan Kinney to serve. Agua Dulce will have to play letter-perfect volleyball for 6 points to extend this game. Ball up at the net. Hit across, played by Rojas. They'll set up Karime Rojas. Big swing, carries way out of bounds. Points scored for the Lady Longhorns of Agua Dulce. Back to serve is Aubrey Luna. Meanwhile, checking in is Allison Luna, the sophomore, for the Lady Longhorns. Luna to serve. Aubrey, the senior, gets it across. Played by the Lady Trojans. Here's Rojas again. This is in the net. Longhorns stave off 2 game points. Cut it to 4. Aubrey Luna to serve again. Gets it over on the San Perlita side. Free ball to work with. Bautista the pass. Off the net, back corner. Nieto there to play that. There's Kinney. Now Garcia back on the Longhorn side. Luna rotates up the set, hits it over on the second hit. Garcia tried to put it away. Ball up in the net, called on Agua Dulce, and San Perlita is the by-district champion. 25-20, Lady Trojans sweep in 3. It was one of those games that the Agua Dulce Lady Longhorns were able to dig deep a couple of times, come from behind, extend games, but never could quite get over the edge as the Lady Trojans controlled it from start to finish. Our Hacienda Ford She Has It award, our player of the game tonight, will go to Karime Rojas, the senior hitter for the Lady Trojans, who will move on to the second round of the playoffs. Agua Dulce will say goodbye to seniors Nyla Gomez, Abby Garcia, Marina Ramirez, Aubrey Luna, Gabby Gomez, Megan Brest, and Giselle Perez. A ton of seniors on this Longhorn squad will close out their high school volleyball careers in this by-district matchup in Kingsville. It's going to do it for our broadcast. I got to save my voice. It's still way under the weather. This is now going on 4 weeks, and I still can't gain it back. We got broadcast tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hope you enjoyed Monday. We're going to be busy here in the month of November. For Rudy Zamaripa Jr. on the camera, for both schools, we appreciate their assistance. For Kingsville, for allowing us to broadcast the game in their facility. This by-district game is in the books. Till next time, Joe Bowling for Real Sports Live. Good night.